Come in. Oh, hey.
Hey, Baird, what are you doing right now?
I'm actually grading a few papers.
Oh, grading. On Facebook?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook, yeah.
That's okay. Who are those two?
Those are my children, Griffin and Phoebe.
Do you have a partner?
I actually don't. You know, I always knew as a mom, but I'm not sure that I'm anybody's wife.
So, how old are they now?
They are 14.
Do you have any more recent pictures of them?
I do, but I'm not sure any 14-year-olds want their pictures on Facebook or anywhere else for that matter.
Yeah, valid point. Hey, I see a lot of things on your desk.
Yeah.
What's your favorite?
Pretty easy. It'd have to be this.
Why?
Well, an elephant gave it to me.
Oh, that sounds like an interesting story.
You know, it is, and it's a long story, so it'll have to wait for another time.
All right, let's just start with some basics then.
Sure.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up outside of Boston.
Ooh, is it hard living in New York?
Are you serious? It's like wicked hard.
What do you miss the most about Boston?
It's hard to narrow it down, but if I had to say, it would probably be my brothers, the bars, and definitely beer.
And speaking of your early days, what did you want to be when you grew up?
Honestly, most of the time I wanted to be a neurosurgeon, but then there were moments where I actually wanted to be one of Charlie's Angels.
Okay, but you ended up being a professor. Does that mean you were always good at school?
I want to say yes, but honestly, senior of high school, I got a -10 on my calculus test.
Oof, did that -10 hurt your grade in the class?
Yeah, if you want to ruin your grade in a class, get a -10 on something, because that'll just kill your average.
All right, well, enough about the past then.
Okay.
Let's talk about the present.
Sure.
Why do you have an MRI of a fish?
That is also an interesting story.
Can you tell us that story?
I can, but briefly. My graduate student Craig Bennett and I did this thing where we took a dead frozen salmon, we put it in the MRI machine, and we asked it to take other people's perspectives. And it ended up working out, and it was interesting enough that it won an Ig Nobel Award.
Cool, and what's an Ig Nobel?
Well, an Ig Nobel is an award that's given by former Nobel laureates to science that makes you laugh at first, but then actually teaches you something important.
Cool, I'll definitely check that out. And, you know, I actually didn't notice any diplomas on your wall. Did college ever happen for you?
Yes, it did. I went here, Vassar, class of 91.
Cool, and what did you do after Vassar?
After Vassar, I took a few years off and then went back to Boston, and I got a master's and a Ph.D. from Harvard.
Wait, you have a Ph.D. from Harvard?
What? Like it's hard? Come on, let's go.
Where are we heading now?
One of my favorite places in the world, the classroom.
Ooh, can I ask you some questions along the way?
Absolutely.
What was the first thing you thought of this morning?
My children.
And what's your favorite thing to do in your free time?
I do not have any free time.
Okay, if you had free time, what would you like to do?
Probably sleep or go to the beach. So I guess my answer would be to sleep on a beach.
And just out of curiosity, would you rather be early to class or late to class?
Late to class. As a professor, when you're late to class, it's better. When you're early, the kids kind of walk in while you're standing there. It can be awkward, but when you're late to class, you get to make a big entrance like this.
So, how long have you been a professor?
I've been a professor for 22 years, 5 at Dartmouth and 17 here at Vassar.
And what courses do you teach?
I teach a bunch of classes. I teach developmental psych. I teach introduction to.
Hey there.
Hi.
I just had a really quick question.
Sure.
Do you think you could talk to me a little bit about grad school? I have a few questions for you.
Well, that's, honestly, it's an important discussion and one I should probably email you to set up a time to talk about.
I also had a
Oh,
question
okay.
about classes for next semester. Could we
Right.
talk about
I don't mean to be rude, guys. We're actually in the middle of filming something. We're filming.
Hey guys.
But I also really have a quick question.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I've tried to enroll in your class like 3
Yeah,
times already.
yeah.
I have a really low draw number this semester. Like, is there
Yeah.
any way that I can get your class? Like, I need
We
it for
really
my
gotta
major,
get back to
like,
filming.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'll send you an email.
Oh, wow. So I see that you're a very popular professor.
Yes, sure.
Which of your classes is the most popular?
Well, as you just heard, Introduction to Psychology.
And why do you think so many students want to take intro with you?
I think it's probably because I'm an easy grader.
But what do you think is your greatest strength as a professor?
Honestly, I'd have to say that taking difficult concepts and making them accessible is something I really like to do.
Like neuroscience?
Yes, actually exactly like neuroscience. There's no student at Vassar that should be intimidated or off-put by neuroscience.
Can you give me 3 words to describe Vassar students?
Vassar students are curious, they're creative, and they're very complicated.
Cool. And what's one thing you wish all Vassar students knew?
If I had to think of one thing, it would be that honestly, your major does not matter. Everyone from Vassar graduates with a degree in liberal arts.
And what's the best thing about having a degree in liberal arts?
A degree in liberal arts means you love to learn, that you are a lifelong learner, and that you love learning in all kinds of different contexts.
Since learning is so important, name one place besides the classroom where students can learn.
I'm glad you asked because I actually have a laboratory downstairs. Let's go.
Okay, and can I ask you some more questions along the way?
Absolutely.
When do you feel the most inspired or creative?
Honestly, I'd have to say, well, I'm driving from here to my house in Maine.
What are 3 things you can't live without?
Champagne, sushi, and my children, but not necessarily in that order.
What's your favorite country to visit?
Botswana.
Ooh, more elephants? And what's a bucket list travel destination?
The Maldives.
Oh, so summer must be your favorite season then?
No, actually fall is.
Ooh, Vassar's beautiful in the fall.
It is.
What's your favorite place on campus?
I'd have to say the library in terms of buildings, but if we're talking about places, just walking around, because if you can walk around this campus and be in a bad mood, I don't know how to help you.
And if you could switch lives with one person for a day, who would it be?
As weird as it sounds, Kris Jenner, because I want to get inside that Kardashian system and figure out how the whole thing works. Plus, I think Chloe could be fun to hang out with.
Hey, we actually have someone on the phone who has a question for you.
Oh, great. Oh, hey, buddy.
Hey, Mom.
Hi.
I was just wondering,
Yeah.
when are you going to be home, and what's for dinner?
Well, I haven't quite figured out dinner yet, but I'm
Wait,
just,
stop.
yeah.
Are you seriously filming another TikTok?
Yeah. It's gonna be really cool.
Great. Please don't post that anywhere or ever.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
I'll take that. Yeah.
14
He's
14
cute.
fun.
He's
Yeah.
cute. Yeah. Is work-life balance hard?
Yes, it honestly is.
And how do you do it?
I'm not sure that I do. You definitely can have it all, but I'm not sure you can have it all at the same time.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Hey, what's one thing people don't know about you?
Honestly, that I'm shy and that I'm dyslexic.
Does that make teaching hard?
It does, but not everything that's hard is bad. It's just hard.
So, if you weren't a professor, what would you be?
Probably an electrician. You know, in 2nd grade, I took our family's dishwasher apart.
Were you able to put it back together?
Sadly, no. Not a great time to be me.
Hey, speaking of being you,
Yeah.
if someone played you in a movie, who would it be?
Sandra Bullock.
I totally see that. Hey, and what shows are you obsessed with right now?
Yellow Jackets on Showtime.
What's that about?
It's about a high school soccer team, girls, who gets stranded in the Canadian Rockies and they have to figure out how to survive.
Oh, so kind of like Lord of the Flies.
Yeah, if you crossed it with Mean Girls.
Okay, and if you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Probably to stop time so that I could get more done. But thankfully, I have students who can help me with these things. Hey, guys.
Oh, hey there.
Hey, do you have any hidden talents?
I'm dead chuffed you asked me. One of them, one of my favorite things to do in my spare time is to juggle. But I also, apparently, my accent's not so bad.
All right, and what are your students working on right now?
Well, Kate here is actually working on a very cool study looking at how adolescent girls respond to questions when they think their friends might be watching them. And Melissa is working on a study that looks at adolescent decision making where they're confronted with good ideas and bad ideas and have to choose.
Cool.
Oof, and this does not belong here. It belongs over here.
Oh, and what's over there?
Some of our greatest hits.
There's so many binders. Can you tell me about a few of your favorite studies?
Absolutely. So this one was a very cool study we did where teenagers looked at their parents' faces compared to the faces of adults that they don't know. And not surprisingly, they were different. We also did a very cool study on adolescent girls and their friends, which, as you can imagine, was more than fun.
Hey, I'm sure a lot of people would be interested in learning more about this research.
Yeah.
Is there a way that you can share this with more people?
Funny you ask, because the other thing our lab is doing right now is creating content for people.
Ooh, content? Are you on TikTok yet?
We are. We're on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at Bairdly Thinking.
Fun. What kind of new content can we expect?
Well, I'm planning a very scandalous, action-packed reality series about my life as a professor.
Huh, reality show, really?
No, that would be painfully boring. Actually, we're thinking about doing some neuroscience content, some movie reactions, basically whatever anybody wants, we're up for.
Can we find you on any other platforms?
Do you mean like dating apps?
Oh, no. I meant like academic stuff.
Of course. I wrote a book called Welcome to Your Teenage Brain that you can get on Audible. Go download it.
Cool. I'll check it out. Hey, we're almost out of time.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions for us?
Are you guys decing now? Like, do you want me to come with you, or maybe TH party? We could pregame
later,
Hey,
maybe.
that would be bomb, or like lit on fire, or love to hang
yes.
out. Okay,
we'll see you around.
Snapchat me. Snapchat me.
Bye.